These are the 13 books that I'm excited to read in the summer of 2025 on my summer reading list. For the first one, let's travel to Hawaii this summer to learn more about hula with a book appropriately named Hula. Hai is proud to be a part of a family that's renowned for its contributions to hula, but she's never met her legendary grandmother, and her mother has never told her who her father is. As fractures within her tight-knit community continue to grow, she has the opportunity to live up to her name by winning the Miss Aloha Hula competition. But in order to do that, she'll have to forget everything she's been taught and possibly lose the one thing she was fighting for. It's a story of a community fighting for survival. If you're not traveling anywhere this summer, you can still expand your horizons with A Cook's Tour, Global Adventures and Extreme Cuisines by Anthony Bourdain. Published in 2002, this book takes us along for the ride on his quest to find the perfect meal as he travels from California to Cambodia. I love watching travel shows and cooking shows, so I'm excited to read like a book format of these type of shows. In Nights at the Circus by Angela Carter, Sophie is an extraordinary aerialist for the circus. She's also part woman, part swan. An American journalist gets wind of this and wants to discover her true identity. But is she really part swan or is she all fake? He'll join the circus to find out. In The Hypocrite, a young playwright is waiting for her father's verdict on her new show. Her father is a famous author, except his novels didn't age very gracefully. And he has no idea that his daughter's new show is based on a vacation the two of them took a few years prior to an island off of Sicily. Her play is receiving rave reviews, and as soon as the curtains drop, her dad realizes that he's about to get roasted. This book is filled with nuance about the arguments between fathers and daughters and the inheritances each generation leaves for the next. Lola Kirk is the youngest daughter of a rock star father and a clothing designer mother, and her book Wild West Village is specifically listed as not a memoir. This collection of essays explores her upbringing in an English family of eccentric artists to spending her childhood in a West Village brownstone that hosted everyone from Cuban exiles to Courtney Love. Above all, it's a quest for finding herself amidst the chaos of her home life. It's funny, dark, weird, and spirited. Family Lore tells the story of Flor, who can predict down to the day when someone will die. So when she calls her family together for a living wake, they're all wondering what's going on and who's going to die. Flor refuses to tell her sisters what's going on, but she soon learns that her sisters are hiding secrets from her too. And these secrets will affect the next generation. We follow the lives of each sister, past and present, to see how they'll join together to better navigate the future. The Grim Reaper was supposed to take Molly Malloy's soul, but he accidentally saves her from choking on a chicken wing instead. Death has previously taken her parents, her grandparents, and her first love. The powers that be need the Grim Reaper to fix his mistake, but will he fall in love with her before it's too late? It's the early days of Hollywood, and America is falling in love with silent movies. So is Wong Lu, the daughter of Chinese immigrants who own a laundry. While she diligently obeys her parents during the day, she also finds time to sneak away with her tips from work to the local movie theater. She has fallen in love with these films and is determined to become an actress. She has a stage name, Anna May Wong, and leaves school at 16 to pursue her dreams. But her beauty and her talent isn't enough for traditional Hollywood, and she's cast as the helpless exotic butterfly or a murderous dragon lady, while white actresses are put in yellowface to play starring roles portraying Asian women. This is the story of her fight to win lead roles, financially support her family, and keep her love affairs a secret. The ultimate old Hollywood experience. It's summer 2019 in London, and everyone's out and about at the parks, beer gardens, and street corners, except for Maggie, who's 30, pregnant, and broke. She moved back to London, a place she doesn't want to be, after accidentally getting pregnant by her boyfriend, Ed. Except Ed is running from his past with Maggie's best friend, Phil, who is living for the weekend and falling for his housemate, Keith. And Keith has a boyfriend, and there isn't room for three in this relationship. As Saturday night looms, their lives are going to change forever. Let's get weird this summer with Sky Daddy by Kate Folk. Sky Daddy follows Linda, a woman wanting to lead a regular life at her day job on weekdays, but on the weekends, she enjoys her true passion of taking a round-trip flight out of San Francisco to be with her soulmate, who just happens to be an airplane. She's obsessed with planes and believes that it's her destiny to marry one of them. But when the opportunity arises to actually live out her dream, her real life and her obsessions begin to spiral out of control. The classic love story gets a makeover. This romance novella is short and sweet, perfect for throwing in your bag for the beach. Set Piece follows a steamy TV star who gets rescued from his rabid fans by a gorgeous but practical bartender. They have a little tryst at the end of the night and go their separate ways. 5 years later, the TV star shows up on set for the adaptation of The Great Gatsby, only to find out that his beautiful bartender is the film's production designer. Except they're both in very different places and they're both very different people now. He's a bona fide celebrity and she's a single mom with a 4-year-old. They might both be different people, but their chemistry is still just as fiery. Do they have room in their lives for anything more than one memorable night together? This one takes personal tragedy and transforms it into a defiant comedy. A man and a woman walk into a restaurant expecting to have a lovely dinner. Instead, she finds out her husband is having an affair with a woman named Maggie. Later, her chest starts to hurt. She visits the examination room to find out that her pain goes deeper than heartbreak. It's cancer. We follow her over the next few months as she gets acquainted with her tumor, explores her feelings about her husband's affair, and helps our kids fall in love with their shared culture through Chinese folklore. It's only 208 pages and releasing on July 22nd, so overall a perfect summer beach read. Even though this one is releasing on September 2nd, I had to include Sweet Heat, even though it's the day after Labor Day. And as a bonus, this is a standalone novel, but it does continue the story from Honey and Spice, which was also a delightful read. Kiki Banjo is 28 years old and hosts a popular dating and life advice podcast. After a few career setbacks and a devastating breakup, she's hanging on by a thread as she prepares to be the maid of honor at her best friend's wedding. But who's going to show up at that wedding other than her ex-boyfriend Malachi, who's also the best man and the one who stole her heart and completely shattered it to pieces? They'll have to play nice until the wedding is over, but they can't ignore their chemistry forever. And there you have it. These are the 13 books that I am so excited to read this summer. These are the 13 books that I have on my summer reading list for 2025, and I would love to hear yours. Comment below.